video in which you're about to watch may contain some offensive language not suitable for younger audiences, uptight Christians, or 60-year-old asshole women at Prestonsburg's Peking. So if you're offended by that thing, either turn the video off or shut the fuck up. You have been warned.
Shut up! Shut your mouth!
Hello? Hey, buddy, what are you doing? I'm just watering me some flowers. We gotta go see this movie today. What are we gonna go see this week?
We're gonna go see them shadows. It's gonna be big.
Get your ass ready.
Yeah!
This shit's fucking gay.
I wanna go watch a movie. Get me those people now!
I was born ready.
It's a born game. Nobody can be born in a game. Caesar! Rothschild! Making shitty movies!
Well, look who it is, boys. He decided to show up.
How's it going, Uncle Bill?
Doing pretty good, how are you?
We're going on the road, boys, to see the fucking Avengers.
No, we ain't, neither.
Wow.
Everybody
Hello?
says the Avengers is awesome, but everybody I've talked to seen it 3 times already. So I've never understood that. That's fucking uber dorky right there.
Well, the thing about it is I don't really like superhero movies, so it could be the best superhero movie in the world and I probably wouldn't like it.
You don't like much of anything, though, let's be honest.
No, I don't like much anything new. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. I don't either, but I mean, I'll still go see it.
Yeah, eventually we will go see it. And they got it on 3D up in Paintsville, actually.
Paintsville?
Yeah, Paintsville got 3D now. You didn't know that?
That's some highfalutin shit for Paintsville right there.
Yep.
So, Johnny Depp, boys. Johnny Depp and Tim Burton again.
Actually,
How many times those guys jacked each other off in their career?
8. I read about that last night.
I thought it would be more than that.
Oh, it's 8 times that they've had collaboration together on his film, like a film that he directed.
And that counts like the animation and all that shit too, they did?
Yeah, the Nightmare Before Christmas and all that stuff.
And Corpse Bride and all that stuff, didn't he do?
Yeah, he did Corpse Bride.
It's got to be more than 8.
No, it's 8. I just read that last night. This might be 9, but I know it's either like, it was either 8 before or this is 8. I don't know.
Right. Well, we're both kind of Dark Shadows fans in a way. I mean, your mom was a huge fan of the show, so I guess you were...
She had the whole freaking, like, well, not the whole series, but like a lot of the series on VHS tape for like hell and ever.
Yeah. And I actually have like the first 3 DVD sets, which follows the, the story of Barnabas and all that.
It just looks, the thing that got me about this, that gives me some hesitation, is it just looks silly. Like all the previews I've seen for it, it seems to be that they're playing everything for laughs and stuff, so I'm a little concerned about that, but we'll see.
Yeah. I haven't actually looked at any reviews so far. I haven't heard anybody on YouTube or anything like that, so we'll just have to wait and see how it goes, Uncle Bill. We're going in this blind like we did Cabin in the Woods. Didn't work out too well for me with Cabin in the Woods.
It did for me, though. I enjoyed Cabin in the Woods. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this or not, because honestly, I'm not a big like Johnny Depp, Todd Burton, Tim Burton fan anyway. So.
I'm not a fan of Todd Burton either. He can go finger fuck himself.
Todd Burton's his fucking shithead brother.
So, yeah. I guess your final thought, though. Is that your final thought?
Unless you want to drive around some more. Would you like to drive around some? It's almost
we
time.
better go in there. It could be crowded.
My final, here's like my prediction I was thinking about. It looks like if you took that shit that he did with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and you mixed it with fucking like the shit he did with Edward Scissorhands, that'd be the top movie you get. So that's my prediction.
Cool. Well, by God, we just got out of seeing the Dark Shadows. Your thoughts, Uncle Bill?
First, the positives, I guess.
Let's talk about the positives, because people always say we're negative about every damn thing.
The positives are, number one, like, it wasn't anywhere near as funny as, like, or like hokey as I thought it would be.
Although it did have hokey moments,
it did
for
have,
sure.
yeah, but it wasn't like, it attempted to be somewhat serious.
It seemed like the trailer threw in every hokey moment that was in throughout the whole movie, pretty much.
Right.
So, like, why they market it that way, though, is the weird thing. Like, to me, that would piss off more of the audience than actually get people to go see it.
Yeah, it was a really odd choice, too, because it really doesn't fit the way the majority of the film is. I mean, there's
undoubtedly
moments in it like that, but it's not really like how the film is. I think we both agree that Johnny Depp did a pretty amazing job.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell, like, he was a big fan of the original series. So, and throughout the movie, he tried to play up the fact that he had not been around for 200 years, and they came up with some pretty damn funny sayings for him. And he pretty much had the Barnabas voice down.
Yeah, he must have like done some serious research about how to do that guy's voice, because he had it almost perfectly too, and his mannerisms and stuff too. Like he was doing a lot of that.
I thought Michelle Pfeiffer's always, man, I don't know what the fuck. She's got to be in her almost 60 years old. She still looks. I'd totally fuck her.
Yeah, and she actually did a really good job too. I thought. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
We lost our light.
No.
How dare. Well, it goes off every once in a while. But there we go, we're back.
So, the look of the film was somewhat interesting, I guess. Like, it did have a very gothic kind, which, you know, Tim Burton makes movies that look like that all the time anyway. Like, it looks like a damn episode of Dark Shadows in every one.
I don't think he overdid it with this one, though. I mean, the movie was set in like the early 70s, most of the movie.
Yeah.
And, you know, I thought that he didn't overdo it, I guess, is what I was saying. Like, it just, as far as just the gothic look of it, like he does in a lot of his movies.
I really enjoyed the ball scene, too, the Alice Cooper scene. All that seemed like worked together. That was probably the only scene in the movie where I thought that it all worked. Like, everything that he was trying to do.
Without giving it away, I thought that the end was pretty much a clusterfuck.
It was. It's like
too much shit going on, And you're asking an audience that majority of the people going to see that probably aren't familiar with Dark Shadows at all. So you're kind of asking too much, I think.
Okay, now let's get to the actual reasons why like it's not going to be on any of our must-watch lists anytime soon.
Yeah.
Number one, there's way too many fucking subplots in that movie that don't like really have any time dedicated to them, like the Dr. Hoffman subplot and the subplot with the little girl and the psychic kid.
One thing, I mean, in the show, Dr. Hoffman doesn't even really come along until kind of later on when they, like to me, I would work on, okay, this might be a series of movies we're making. So why do you have to go through every fucking character in one movie? Because this was a show that was on 5 days a week for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, and it's like you introduce all these characters and then you give them about altogether probably about 5 minutes for each one to get an idea of what's going on with them. And in the show, you know, that could go on for fucking weeks. You know, just that storyline and stuff. And I just like, not only was I confused by some of it, but I just didn't give a shit because they didn't really spend any time building up any of the characters, like any of the surrounding characters.
I gotta say though, like overall, like I didn't mind the movie that much. I just think like towards the end it got to be kind of a mess, and they didn't really know how to end it or anything. And it seems like they were just like, oh, let's hurry and just do this, and that's how we end it.
I thought that honestly, like I didn't like it that much because there's a little bit too much of Tim Burton's wackiness and shit in it, like for its own good.
Is there any movie that Tim Burton's ever made that doesn't have Danny Elfman doing the fucking music?
No, I don't think so. But it's like the whole Angelique thing. I don't know. It's just the way that he did it, especially towards the end and everything. She was kind of like over the top, cartoonish, and not in a good way. And like she breaks, like pieces of her like break off and stuff. It's like
the thing.
He's just way too fucking like weird and for some of these movies on good.
Something else that I thought that they missed is in the show. Okay, the family doesn't really know Barnabas is a vampire throughout most of the show. And there's a strong bond with Barnabas and Willie Loomis, and he is kind of like living in his own area and stuff like that. And it's a lot more, I think it's a lot more mysterious of a character. And Barnabas is like, I think what they were going for with making it kind of funny is Barnabas in the show is completely serious, but the shit that he says is funnier than fuck. Like it's just hokey bad. So that's where they got that. But I think that they sort of missed the relationship with Willie and Barnabas. They didn't do anything with that at all.
Well, they missed a lot of it because they fucking didn't concentrate on one thing for any amount of time. They just went from like one thing to another thing to another thing. And that's why you never really you never really had any kind of storyline latch on.
You've actually seen the Dark Shadow movies that they made back in the day.
House of Dark Shadows,
how does this? Because I think one of those was actually pretty much an origin story too, right?
Yeah, the House of Dark Shadows is like 1,000 times better than that movie. That movie to me is probably like the best thing that ever came out of Dark Shadows, including the show and everything. Yeah. I mean, there's not many people that like the show.
Unbelievably, that's not out on DVD or anything either. It's stupid.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe too. But yeah, it's like he really cranked up, especially towards the end, the freaking Tim Burtonness of it all. And that's really not what that show, like, to me, a witch that's...
We're going to go visit Jess.
Yeah, a witch that...
That would be awesome. We should do that.
Yeah,
take a camera up there.
Just the...
Oh, we lost light again. I'm scared. You can still talk.
Just the idea, though, that, like, Angelique in the show was just a creepy old fucking witch that, like a 17th century type of witch kind of.
See now, I missed out on Angelique because I don't think they really talked about her in the first 3 volumes or whatever. Man, the thing about the Dark Shadow show is it was entertaining and stuff, but it was just such a slow pace.
Yeah.
Because like I was saying, they did these shows 5 days a week, you know. So to get through a storyline took about 2 of those sets, you know.
Right.
I don't know. It was like it took forever. So
Well, there's certain things in that movie though, man, where I'm just like, I was watching it, it's like, what? Like, why would you even include, like, the little girl turned into a fucking werewolf? Why? For like 2 minutes at the end, the very end.
They
of the
thought it
movie.
would be cute. Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah.
In case anybody
I think everybody realized we're going to fucking, like, what? How did that have any bearing on that film at all?
Yeah, like I said, I think like more than likely when this comes out on Blu-ray or something, they'll probably have an extended cut of it, and maybe it'll make a little bit more sense. But I think unless you're a fan of the Dark Shadows movie TV show, there's not. I mean, you'll be confused more than anything throughout this, and like they were throwing in stuff like, you know, about that I never knew. Maybe they did talk about this. The Victoria Winters character, like they had a whole big backstory on her.
Yeah, Maggie Evans was definitely a part of the show.
Yeah, Maggie Evans was a different character.
Yeah, I don't recall there like ever being a Victoria, but maybe there was.
No, Victoria Winters was. Hello, I am Victoria Winters. She was the one that introduced the. She was on the original show.
Oh.
She was the teacher of David or whatever, but she was never like a love interest of Barnabas that I remember at least.
But. I don't know.
Yeah, as the world turns, Dark Shadows.
It's just, to me, it's not a good movie. It's like you said, the ending was a mess. I thought that pretty much the whole movie was a mess. With the only like thing anchoring it would be Johnny Depp. But I mean, he's not the main. I mean, he's the main part of the story, I guess, the main character. But there is no real story. Like,
Right.
I had the same feeling of watching that movie.
Well, I guess we could talk about the only thing that was really the plot in the movie was the Collins family is like, you know, they're losing out on the fishing industry, which they're in, to Angelique's company, who for the last however so many years has become so Barnabas comes back and tries to, you know, fix the family business and stuff like that. And it pisses off Angelique, who's a witch. So there you go.
Yeah. And so then, of course, there's like a big showdown and all that. It's like, whatever.
Yeah. So I thought Johnny Depp did a really good job. I thought it was cool seeing Michelle Pfeiffer in a mainstream movie again. But I didn't hate it or anything, but I didn't think it was like anything that was like special at all. It was like
I just had the same feeling watching that as I do watching all of Tim Burton's films. Like the last.
I don't say that. A lot of people are like, "What the fuck?" But it's the truth. A Nightmare Before Christmas. When I saw that in the theater, I fell asleep on it. I hated it so much. It was shit. Sorry.
I just didn't enjoy it. I apologize.
So that's it. DEADPIT on the road. I would say. Oh yeah, I didn't see the Jonathan Frid cameo.
Well, somebody told me where it was at, but then I got like so like confused by the movie that I forgot to look.
Where was it at?
You know the ball scene where they first like open the door, where he opens the door and invites all the people in.
Yeah.
There, all the like, there's 3 or 4 members of the cast, including him, in that group of elderly people.
See, they could have thought of a way more creative fucking thing. I mean, it was unnoticeable, his fucking cameo, which is a shame. But anyway, that's it. Creepy Kentuckian.
I'm Uncle Bill.
What's the next on the road we're going to do, by the way?
Shit, I have no idea. What's
How
the
about
next movie?
The Avengers in 3D.
Oh no.
Maybe.
What about? Oh shit, there is something coming out here.
Big Abner.
Oh, Lords of Salem. When the hell's that coming out?
That's not coming out until I think next year, maybe, or late this year.
Oh fuck, I don't know then. Is there any horror films coming out?
There is like a couple that I don't know though. We'll just have to wait and see. Probably won't be for another month or so anyway, but bye.
Bye.